Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and on today's video we're talking exhaust manifolds, and in particular the Scoprion red power system. Now, if you've been watching the videos in the series on the Bodge R53, you would have seen there was a fairly new Scoprion system that was on that car, and I decided to keep that and put it on my 210 British Racing Green car that's in the background. However, there was a number of issues that we came across, and I'm going to talk you through those today. So let's take a step back in time to February and let me show you the problem that we have. The next point is I fitted the Scoprion manifold down here. That's gone in, was a massive ball ache. The camera died. I was out probably half six last night trying to get it all into place, and then I got to the bit where I needed to fit the sports cap, and that's where it all started to go a little bit wrong. So let me get underneath the car and I'll show you the problem with the sports cap. And I thought maybe it was just me, maybe I was a bit unlucky, but I put a message out on one of the Facebook groups, and seems like it's a really common problem. So I'm not quite sure why it's still going on, but it's left me in a bit of a predicament, because currently my car is sitting like this, and I cannot, unless I go back to standard, which I don't want to do because it's a ball ache to get in and out of that manifold, I can't use the car. So that's the exhaust manifold there. This is the same size as the sports cap, but I've got the decap pipe on that black car. Now, if I put this into position up here, just roughly, because I'm not going to bolt it in, just roughly, it should be like that. You can see there's a gap, and not a small gap, a big gap. Now, it's the same with the sports cap, and it's just not enough length here. Now obviously there is a flexi on here and there is some movement, but you can see it's not much. Look, now if I gun that to that flexi's not going to last long at all. And before people say, well, you can move that pipe there and pull it out slightly, you can't, because it's clamped in the middle up there. Look, there's some rubbers there, so it's not supposed to move. It's just that pipe is not long enough. And I'll post a couple of pictures up on the screen now where people have had the same issue, and you can see that they've all had to put some sort of spacers in up this end to give it the extra length. But I can understand that if it was a really cheap sports cat, but when you're paying over £200 for it, it should fit. I get there might be a small gap there and you might need to tighten it up a little bit, but that's ridiculous. So okay, so that's all bolted up there. Look. Yeah, that's all tight. It's using a multi-layered gasket in there, and then that's their manifold. You can see goes all the way up top there. That's a Scoprion manifold, a Scoprion sports cat, and you can just about make it out up there. Look. Oh, Scoprion exhaust. Now, you'd think that all of those things together would mean this would be a perfect fit, wouldn't you? But it is not. And this is obviously very crude, but there is about a 2 and a little tiny bit, so probably 22 mil gap. Now obviously what that needs is a spacer,
but it's also got their fitting kit. Their fitting kit didn't come with said spacer, so yes, you can see I've left the gasket in there just so I don't lose it, but that's pretty poor. Now, if I needed my car for work and I'd made the assumption that this would be a straight fit, I would be absolutely knackered at this point, because I can't put the other one back on. I don't know if anyone's tried, but trying to put the exhaust manifold on in the car like this with the subframe in place is a nightmare. And most of the time, if your flexi on your existing manifold has had it, which is most of the time the reason why people are probably upgrading to this type of system, you're screwed. And really, it only comes down to this pipe being too short here. Now, it's not just me. There are quite a few people with the same issue. So, yeah, not particularly great. I'm going to message them. I'm going to ring them tomorrow and see what they've got to say about it. But at the very least, if they believe that this is the right length, this little pipe here, and that it's been measured, and a handful of people have said they've not had issues, but the majority of people have said they have, then they should include a spacer kit with it, just in case. So that'll be the conversation I have with them tomorrow. I will update you if I manage to get hold of someone. In the meantime, I'm trying to find someone to make me a spacer for here so that we can obviously get done. The other thing as well is the fitting kit comes with these nuts and bolts here. Now they're fine for 21, because these are 10mm, these little flanges. They're fine for that. Got a bit of space there, you can probably get another one in there. But with a 20mm gap, that bolt needs to be substantially longer to go through all of it, and you'll need an exhaust gasket this side, and you'll also need an exhaust gasket that side as well. So it is additional expense you shouldn't have to spend when you've already bought an already expensive sports cat and an already expensive manifold. So I'll update you when I know more, but that is the gap. That's how bad it is. So yeah, it is the first official day that the clocks have gone forwards, which means we are nearly in the summer, and as you can see, we're in that golden hour and it is looking amazing out there. It's getting a bit chilly, but overall it's been a great day. So hopefully we'll have some more projects soon, which we'll get onto a little bit later on. That problem with the exhaust. Now, I couldn't find a phone number for Scoprion on the website, but I did find 2 email addresses, one for sales, one for technical. I emailed them both with a list of the fitment issue, the pictures, the posts, a link to this channel, not to get anything out of it, but more to show that I know what I'm doing when it comes to the R53 cars, R52, R53, R50s, and telephone number and address. So they had all the information they needed to reach out to me if they wanted to. They did reply. I had one reply and I didn't have any others after that. So we're sorry to hear about the fitment issues you've encountered. Our current catback system for the R53 Cooper S has a slip joint at the end where it bolts to the manifold, which allows additional adjustment in the length to solve this issue. Now, the important bit there is that they're aware that there is an issue, because that's what they're saying. The way that they solve it is to put a slip joint on what sounds like the exhaust side, rather than just make the pipe slightly longer, or the decap pipe slightly longer, or provide a spacer as an extra, but list it on the website. There's no disclaimer on the website saying some exhaust systems may experience a gap between the exhaust manifold stroke decap pipe, sports cat, and the exhaust system, but it is prevalent on a few different exhaust systems, and it's not just restricted to this Scoprion. It's on the JCW resonated exhaust, Toyo Sports, Dorenza, Miltex,
It's there on all of them. So to have a solution which just ticks a box on your system but doesn't solve the problem on the others is a little bit short-sighted in my opinion. They did say in the past we've supplied a flange and 2 gaskets to fit between the parts, so we can get you a price on that if you wish. Let me know what you think. I personally think that is not a fantastic solution. Basically, you should just make the pipe 20mm longer and that would solve the issue for the majority of people. And if your slip joint is already extended out and you buy one, you can just shorten it. So yeah, and if the standard cat and manifold fits fine, I think the assumption would be, and let me know if it's the wrong assumption to make, but considering the price of the manifold and the sports cat, that it would just bolt straight in a like for like replacement, if you want to call it that. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you've had this problem before, and let me know how you got around it. And let me know if you think that maybe that assumption was a bit too over the top. There is absolutely no way that I could bolt those two together and stretch that flexi. It just would not work. So I'll show you now what I did put together with the help of 1320. And then we will get into fitting that as well. So again, really interested in your comments, so stick them down below. Share the video if you haven't already, because obviously we want to try and reach as many people that have had the same problem. And if they come back with any other information, I will update you in the future. But as it currently stands, that's the only reply that I've had, and it basically will involve me spending more money with Scoprion, despite the fact that on paper they've had the money for the exhaust manifold, the sports cat and the catback exhaust system. So if you add those 3 things together, that's over £1,000 that's been spent with one company on that full system from the manifold back. So let me know what you think, and let's get into the next part where we put together our own solution to solve this problem, which I did send to them as well. So see you back in a minute. And here is the solution to this problem. So these are exhaust flanges. There's 2 of them here that we've asked 1320, so Scott, Tom and Paul, if they could just weld them together. I ordered a couple of these because I've got some friends with similar issues. They welded them inside and outside. Looks fantastic. And here you can see underneath the car, lining them up at the moment, putting the 2 long bolts through. We need an additional 2 exhaust gaskets, 1 each side of the spacer, and now we're going to bolt them up, and I'll show you how we went about it and whether we had any leaks afterwards. Right, here is the spacer in place. So yeah, difficult. The flexi is now not under so much tension up here. If we'd buzzed this together, it probably would have fitted, but that flexi probably would have lasted like a month and then it would be gone. So what we're going to do in a minute is give it a start, make sure that obviously we've not got any leaks down here, which we should be okay. Flow of cars that YouTubers buy, and for some people that's true. So you know, people like Savage Rebuilds, that's their full-time job, so obviously they're going to have cars lined up ready to go. Dean from Saving Salvage, I think he actually commented on a video before saying, you know, when I was waiting for parts to come in or body shops to do their bit, you need a consistent stream of projects lined up ready to go. I don't have the space, the facilities, or the money to have a consistent stream of cars just waiting to go. And if I did, I don't even know if I'll get around to doing them, because I think it would demotivate me. So hopefully that's explained it. Everything is fine, by the way. A few people message out asking if everything's okay. Everything is fine. It is just literally waiting for the right project to come up. There are going to be other things on the channel. I think as the weather starts to warm up, we have got a rear main seal to do on an automatic R53. They're a little bit trickier and they're a lot heavier gearbox wise. So yeah, that'll be coming up in the summer months. Obviously got a bit of fault finding to do, and I've also got a bit of rewiring to do in the British Racing green car. We've got an issue with some seatbelt pretensioners in that car where they're flagging up saying that they are faulty, which means the airbag light keeps coming on. So we've got some new pretensioners to fit, you know, stuff like that. I can film. And obviously those sort of things, what we'll do is put those onto the second channel for the how-to guides, but we'll also cover some of it off in like a vlog style video as well. So there are things coming, just bear with. If you've got anything that you think may be worth looking at, then you can drop me a message on Instagram. I'll leave my link, my handle down here somewhere. You can message me on there, you can DM me, let me know what you've got. If you are fairly local to Essex, that would be better, because obviously these cars, I don't have a trailer or recovery, so I can't go and pick them up if they're absolutely knackered. If you've got a trailer and you've got a project, then by all means get in touch and we can go from there. So thanks for watching. Hopefully that you've all enjoyed a little bit of an update, and hopefully you've all gained something from the video on the exhaust manifold, and hopefully if you do decide to buy one, you don't run into the same problems, but if you do, at least you've got a way of sorting it out. So we'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget to reach out on Instagram if you've got anything for me, and I'll catch you all soon.